All right. Welcome, everyone, once again to Luke and Live. You're here with Pastor James Devalon. And I'm joined with my friend here from
Good
Star Wars,
good evening.
Darth Vader. Yes, sir. All right. I'm not sure. Is my camera freezing? I look really funny in this camera shot.
Not to me. You just look a little off center a little.
All right. Let me see something.
Hi Janice.
Uh, so it's not.
Oh, that's fuzzy.
So it's not freezing.
No.
Okay. It was for me. That's weird. Okay, friends, how about we get to this? We have a good one for you today. And a little quick commercial break for those of you who are new to the channel. There are some links below where you can become a member of the channel. We have a number of those that are listening who are members of this channel. Darth Vader is a member. I am also a member of my own channel. I support the channel through another channel, and there are a number of you who are watching who are supporting the channel. This is part of the reason why we have this content coming to you every single day. It's only possible because of those of you who are supporting the channel consistently, and I appreciate you for that. And Darth Vader, certainly you are at the top of my list, and along with Megan, being a longtime supporter of the Luke and Live channel. As you know by now, you should already know this is your channel. So we hop on this thing together anytime, and we have those conversation privately, and then we come together and have those live streams. So hey, for those of you who are watching as well, it's also yours because uh, we pay attention to what you guys are saying, and when you make those invitations as well, you ask us to react to certain things. I want to take these things into consideration. Please, the emails are the best way to reach us, and also Discord is your best way to get to us. If you're leaving us comments about certain requests, it might be hard to get to. I get like 200 or 300 comments a day. Yeah, you get what I mean, right? So, and also we have a merch store. You can go there and show us some love as well. We don't get much back from that, but if you purchase something that's like $30, we might get $5 back because they handle everything for us. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little bit expensive, but I'm wearing one of those right now. It was like $45 for a sweater. I'm like, Lord have mercy. But that's what we do, right, to support the channel. So, Darth Vader, what do we have going on today?
Well, we got a whole bunch of things going on. We got Trump's announcement that he's running for 2024. We got a woman arrested for feeding homeless.
1 second.
And
Are you guys hearing an echo from your end? Is that correct? Go ahead, Darth Vader. Say one more thing. Let me see if I get an echo from my phone.
okay, can you hear me? Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4.
One. Okay, one more time.
Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, it sounds good coming from my phone. What about those of you that are watching? Do you get an echo from Darth Vader when he speaks? I just need to know so I can correct that real quick before we
Yeah,
move.
Janice says yes. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm hearing it as well myself.
All right. Let me see what's going on. Okay. Hmm.
How about now? Check, check. Oh, still there.
You still getting an echo? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're still getting an echo. Mm. Go ahead, Darth Vader.
So how about now? Can you hear me now? Everybody okay? We good? Everything coming through clear? No echo? Check, check. 1, 2, 3. How about now? Everybody, I'm not hearing an echo on my end. Anybody else? Chat? All right. Cajun says we're good. Daniel. All
I
right.
see what's so when mute myself when I mute I'm hearing myself twice. When I mute myself, I don't hear it. So sorry. So when I mute myself, I don't hear echo. But when you and I are talking together, I hear your echo. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. So be patient with us here. We wanna make sure we get this taken care of so that we have a smooth one for you guys. Let me bring Darth Vader back. All right, go ahead, Darth Vader. Can you try one more time?
Technical difficulties stream. Although when you were talking, I did hear an echo of you. You had me on mute, but you were talking. I still heard your echo.
Okay, Darth Vader, you don't have an echo. Oh, okay, I got you. All right, how is it now?
Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing.
Is
I
that better, everyone?
Yeah, yeah. I got no echo.
Okay, I got none.
I only get an echo when you talk now.
You hear echo when I talk? All right, they say we sound good. All right, we're gonna move on with that. Here's what we're gonna be talking about today. So you still getting an echo, or we okay? Janice. All right. Let me see if I can get this screen share working here because
Try try muting your YouTube stream.
got you. I got you. All right. Let's move on. Thank you everyone for helping us here because this technology could be a little crazy.
There we go. That should. I think that got it.
Unable to share the screen. Okay. Uh, not allowed. Okay. Let me see what's going on here. So, Darth Vader, you can do a little bit of talking. I'm trying to figure out something with the screen here. It's
All right.
telling me unable
So
to
what
share.
we're going to do is we're going to hopefully once we get the bugs ironed out, we're going to work on Trump's announcement of running for 2024. We got a woman arrested in Arizona for feeding the homeless and spreading God's message. Then we're going to go back and we're going to review the statement by the gentleman who was talking about the rap industry and what they're trying to accomplish and what they're doing. There's some new developments in that situation, along with a gentleman by the name of Blueface, who is a rapper who was arrested on warrants in Las Vegas, who was arrested on warrants for one because he was wanted for warrants for attempted murder in Las Vegas and multiple other crimes. They Then we have a teaser trailer for Tom McDonald's new albums that are coming out on the 18th, Friday morning, 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Central
Mhm.
Pacific Standard Time. Someday I'll learn to get my words right and unwrap my tongue around my eye teeth.
You're doing just fine, my man. I think the issue that I'm having right now is I'm streaming of Safari. I just need to move the stream over to Google. We don't have to do anything. I can just do it all on my end here. So once I move it to Google, everything should be good to go.
Yeah, you sound good now.
Okay, that's Safari's giving me trouble. That's what it is.
Right.
So how about you guys? How you guys doing in the chat? We have 18 people watching. We just want to thank you for joining us. We have a good one for you today. Please brace yourself. Give us a minute here. We're trying to make a little bit of touch ups and we will be ready and up and running to go. Promise you. I've seen this before, so we'll take care of business. My son is watching TV and he's just having a good old time right now. Yeah. I mean, in the meantime, Darth Vader, I mean,
The gentleman who helps me with my garbage is here to help me with my garbage because today's garbage night and I've got to get the garbage out and I can't do any deep bending. So,
yeah, because you recently had that surgery.
Yeah, I recently, if for those of you who don't know, I recently had back surgery and everything went well during the surgery and I'm on the mend and getting stronger every day. And I want to thank everybody in chat for their prayers.
That's good.
It's been a great blessing having you all, and
it has been.
I want to thank you so much.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So make sure you guys like and subscribe as you join into the live stream and click the bell icon as well. For those of you who have not subscribed yet, so make sure you take the time to do that. It really goes a long way. So I would appreciate if you could do that for me. This help pushing everything forward. All right, we are live. Good. Oh yeah. So, I mean, the election has taken place.
Nope, you disappeared. Oh dear. Well, glad you could stop by, DK. Appreciate it. Leave a like on your way out. I don't know what happened. I think Pastor's having some technical difficulties on his end. So we'll see what happens. Don't think he left. I think something may have happened.
I'm still here. It's just I was trying to fix something here.
Ah, okay. The old tinkering bug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I'm using a MacBook, guys, and it's not working for me very well.
Well, there's your problem. You're using an Apple product.
Yeah. I mean, it's convenient. It's getting the job done as far as record and then put it up. But when I'm doing live stream with that thing, it's like, bruh.
You're better off banging your head against a brick wall.
And it's supposed to be like brand new. We barely even use it. And he's been sitting in the house. I'm like, okay, let's try this thing.
Well, now we know why.
Yeah, it's painful.
Right. Well, if I had multiple monitors, it'd probably go a lot easier for me on my end to run the stream. But I don't have multiple monitors, so
yeah, I only have one with this MacBook. Well, it's actually an iMac. It's all the same family anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'm logging on to Google now, guys, and then Google certainly wouldn't disappoint me like this.
I don't know about that,
Don't say
Janice.
that.
I like me some Android.
Yeah,
I've never had an Android fail on me, and I've heard people complain about Apple stuff all the time.
yeah.
And not only that, but Apple has a tendency to make stuff that's only compatible with their stuff, so you have to buy their stuff. So,
Mm,
whereas Android, you can pretty much buy just about anything and it'll work with it. So,
that that's an advantage. That's a huge advantage right there.
flexibility. Just saying.
Yeah. With Apple, we know we pay for the names, really not so much quality as they like to make it appear. But yeah, it's like buying Michael Jordan when you can buy Nike. All right, guys. Almost there. Yeah, it's taking his time. Like we have all night to do this.
Hey, Canada. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, my man.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen him for a while, man. So let me put the chats up there. So in the meantime, we can engage with you guys in the chat room. So let me know what's going on with you. How's the weather? How's life? What's happening
Co-
with you guys?
Cold, and we have a four-letter S word that's outside that's coming down. It ain't getting any better.
Yo, you can't be serious.
Oh, no, I'm dead serious. Next
It's
day or two,
already
we're
happening over
supposed,
there?
dude. Next day or two, we're calling to get 4 to 6 feet.
You gotta be kidding.
Mm-mm. A good old lake effect.
No, we don't know what that's like over here. Yeah, Canada. Are you in Canada or where are you at? I forgot where you said you live.
What section of Canada do you live?
Do you speak some French? Okay.
What province? I should. Yeah, that's word I was looking for. Province of Canada. Ah, Ontario. Yeah, they get snow in Ontario. That's for sure.
All right, finally, Google Chrome is open.
Battery drains too fast on what, Janice? The Android or the Apple?
I'm sure.
Because my Android doesn't drain, or I have an Android and it doesn't drain for at least. I only charge it once every 2 to 3 days.
That's amazing.
Just saying.
Okay, so
Thank you, Ezekiel. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, like, I, I don't, Janice. Honestly, Janice, the thing with Android is when you get them, if you treat the battery right, they'll let you don't have to charge them that frequently. The key to it is once you get it and you turn it on and
mhm.
you activate it, you fully charge the battery, then
There
you
you go.
fully drain the battery, then you fully charge the battery and you fully drain the battery. You do that 3 times, and then once you fully charge the battery, you're fine.
Hmm. Interesting.
I used to, when I was younger, back in my youth, like 17, 18 years old, I used to work in a
Mhm.
cell phone shop.
So
And
that, so that, so that,
oh, hello.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So basically, it's training the battery to hold the charge.
Mm.
See,
All
yeah,
right.
that's and that's the problem. You never fully drained it till it shut off.
Yeah.
So it teaches the battery that, okay, I cannot go below this amount. So that's why you're having issues. It's, believe it or not, battery memory is actually a thing.
Hmm. All right. So, guys, we got some videos for you. We are good to go. Finally,
After the life hack section.
that was painful. All right, let's do full screen. You kidding? Please update. Oh gosh. Please update what? Permission to allow screen recording? Unbelievable. I just can't wait to get my PC back.
They have
It
any
was like,
estimate on how long that'll take?
oh, man, it might be another 2 weeks.
Oh, geez.
It's like the longest 2 weeks of my life.
Well, sadly, unfortunately, I think going through the paces that were going through, I think it may have bricked your GPU, because when it was in the middle of the update, it
Yeah,
when it shut down, it may have bricked the GPU.
it's possible. I'm just glad they need to get it fixed or give me a whole new one because we have work to do here. We
Mm-hmm.
can't keep having these issues.
Facts.
Yeah,
Because my other suggestion was,
you guys
I
deserve better.
I thought it might have been just this power supply.
Hmm.
I thought maybe, you might have a problem with the power supply not putting out enough power for you, but
Yeah,
mm,
it's a it's a weird one. Okay, people. But the issue that I'm having now is not allowing me to share my screen. So, Darth Vader, I might have to give you the control here.
oh boy. No
Because
pressure. No pressure.
yeah, because what's happening here, it's not allowing me to share my screen, and that's the problem.
Okay.
Without that, we're not doing anything. So, yeah, I'm ready to start. The issue that we're having right now is that I'm using a MacBook, and it's just giving me trouble. Please update system permission to allow screen share for browser. I did this recently, and there was no problem. Customize your live stream. All right, Darth Vader, are you willing to take over? Because this,
Yeah, I got you. Just gonna have to send me the links for the videos.
yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna give the host over to Darth Vader so we can actually get these videos up and running for you. This should have been going by now.
Sorry about that, guys.
Are you able to share your screen kind of right where you are?
Yeah.
Hold on, you can? Let me see. Can you try? I'm gonna give you a link to the videos right now. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see you sharing screen. Very good.
Very good.
All right,
All right,
I'm gonna
I'm
give
gonna
you
give
a link
you a
to
link
the
to
videos.
videos.
That's an
That's an
easy
easy
fix.
fix.
You got
You got
one
one
of
of them.
them
Yep.
here. I'm
Here,
gonna
I'm
send
gonna
you
send you
all
all
7.
7.
We get
We
to
get
as
to
many
as
as
many as
possible. We
possible.
hanging
We
out
hanging
till
out till
10
10
o'clock.
o'clock.
All right,
All right,
it's on your
it's on your
Discord.
Discord.
Got it.
All
All
right.
right.
Feeding
Feeding
homeless is
homeless is
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wait till
wait
you
till you
find that
find that
on
on
now,
now,
Jamie.
Jamie.
Yes, it's
It's
very
very
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, I think
I think
that's
that's
number
number
3.
3.
Yep. Oh,
That's number
already.
number 4.
Yeah, I already got that one up, so I don't need that one.
All right,
All right,
guys.
guys.
So,
So,
what's
what's
going on
going
with
on with
Fuse
Fuse
overall?
overall?
What
What
has
has
been
been
the
the
recent
recent
updates?
updates?
How
How
is
is
life?
life?
How is
How
the
is the
family?
family?
Is
Is
there
there
any of
any
you
of
that
you
are
that
in
are in
school
school
currently?
currently?
And how
And
is
how
that
is that
going?
going?
And what
And what
has
has
been your
been your
perspective
perspective
on
on
this
this
election,
election,
guys?
guys?
Please
Please
talk to
talk.
me. I really want to know what you guys are thinking because I just don't know what happened here. And just comment below. She said, I'll always be in trouble with my natural instinct, you said.
All right.
Okay.
I believe I got them all.
Yeah. So what's happening in your world? Let's make some conversation happens while Mr. Darth Vader gets us going. How do you feel about the men's soccer team going gay? Just yesterday, Matt Walsh posted a video talking about that they switched. Yeah, they used the flag for the rainbow or something. Yeah, they did. They took the American flag out and put on the rainbow flag, and they were doing this in a country that is very hostile to homosexuals. I was like, You know what I found out recently though? Um, every time you put on a LGBTQ flag on any business and anything like that, there's a lot of money involved in that. There's the LGBT community is rich, so they raise a lot of money, and a lot of the LGBT members are actually they're rich people. They're not poor. They're not broke. So there's money involved, and a lot of these businesses that are saying, "Let's put on a flag for this purpose and that purpose," supposed to be to represent LGBTs, Q members. In all actuality, what's happening here is some marketing business. It's a way for them to make money, and while they bring in awareness or either pushing the gay agenda or LGBT agenda forward as well, they're looking for recognition, but at the same time, are um, they want that. And I think the other thing that's also we need to also think about is I think some of them they like to be persecuted. So go into a country and do something like that and then have LGBT members either attacked and hurt, they can then harbor sympathy for more change. It's like, oh, they did this to us or they did that to us because we are LGBT, because we are gay. And when people hear stuff like that, we like to sympathize with people who are suffering. So I'm not sure if they are intentionally looking to create animosity so that they can harbor a level of sympathy so that they can get more people to submit themselves to their agenda. This is not something that is far-fetched, is yeah, it's like self-crucifixion kind of thing. Yeah, that worries me attitude, being a victim and things like that. There's a lot of power in that. So some people I think they do this intentionally. I don't think the gay community is being persecuted enough. I think they're looking for persecution in some degree. I could be completely wrong, but it seems like that's what it is. Yeah. So you take the American flag and you put an LGBT flag on these soccer players. Yeah, way to go. How does that speak for all of us? They don't.
Okay.
So, Darth Vader, are you ready?
I believe so. Can you
I don't
guys?
think I'm hearing you.
Hello? Check, check.
Try it again.
Can you hear me?
I think. I'm sorry. I have my mic down.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's not you.
So
All
I
right.
think I got this.
All right. Let's run it.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we
Yes, we
can.
can.
All right.
Did you
A rapper
select?
from Migos died, I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something I have a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people
Let's
like
pause
Gucci
one
Mane,
quick.
Snoop Dogg.
All right, guys. The message behind this has a lot to do with the takeoff deaf, and this is an executive music. He was actually in the music industry himself. He was a record label actively involved in what was happening there. So he's just giving a perspective. This is a redo to a video that we've done to set the stage for another discussion tonight, and we have another video by him that we needed to lay some foundation as well. So, Darth Vader, you can start it from the top. Listen carefully to what this man is saying. We're gonna let him talk, and we'll come back and share our perspective as well. But it's very interesting to hear what he has to say about the music industry. All right, go ahead.
Light of seeing that a rapper from Migos died, I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something I have a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on, okay? I learned a lot of things, and I have left the industry largely over my political beliefs, but there is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this: a bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex. Period. The industry is obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people, but they're encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it. The reality is, I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people. You're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see. Don't just get online today and talk about how, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers and say, we have to stop. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been.
On that note, I want to point out something that a lot of these rappers out here that are talking about thug life and all this stuff and dealing drugs and messing with hoes and everything. What a lot of people don't understand is they come from good, wholesome backgrounds. And a lot of them have like college degrees.
Yeah, you are right about that. Not only so, a lot of these rappers were raised in Christian homes.
Hmm.
Most of them are either the child of a pastor or their mother is in the church somehow. They were raised
Like
being
in the
part of the
church
choir.
choir. Yep.
So they're not somewhat far connected from Bible religion. So I don't know when the switch happened, but a lot of these rappers very much know what the Bible says. But I think over time, for the love of money, as always, I think they've compromised their religion.
And it goes back to that one video you were talking about, what is it you would sell your soul for? what it maybe I don't know if it was you or somebody else I was watching, but they were talking about what is it that you would sell your eternal soul to get?
Hmm.
Would it be food? Would it be a home? Would it be money? Would it be fame? What is it that would cost you your eternal soul?
That's a big question.
You know, and these rappers are choosing this lifestyle
Hmm.
that is degrading to their entire community, and that's his entire point. Is this this thing that they're talking about is just completely destroying the entire black community, and yet they want to blame it on white cops or racists or
Yeah.
anything but looking in the mirror and taking a hard look at what they're doing.
Yeah, there is unwillingness to be held accountable. They are not willing to take accountability for themselves. They just want everybody to feel sorry for them. They want to blame everybody else when surely um, you've been spreading this stuff in your own culture. And I think every now and then, the same rappers who promote this content, like he's saying, it comes back and bite them.
Yeah. I mean, look, the whole thing with Biggie and Tupac, the East Coast, West Coast thing,
Hmm.
it's absurd. And, he's going to touch on it here in a minute, but these people, they take out these record labels, they take out huge life insurance policies. And I'm not talking, like a couple 100,000. I'm
Hmm.
talking millions of dollars. And they don't get paid out to the families, they get paid out to the record companies
It's crazy.
because they know what they're doing and they know what they're
Dirty
putting
business.
out there.
It's crazy. They know these rappers are gonna die, so therefore they take life insurance on them. Just when they pass away, they can benefit even at the point of death. And I've also heard, I think I've shared this before, these rappers worth more being dead than they were when they alive.
I mean, look at Tupac. Tupac made more in sales after he died
Hmm.
than while he was alive.
Yeah, you know what I've heard, that the richest dead artist ever lived was Bob Marley.
Hmm.
After he passed away, his record sales went to the roof,
Yeah.
and it's
And
pretty
they're
sad.
still selling today. You know, I mean,
I tell you,
Tup-
boy,
Tupac released an entire album of unknown songs after he died. How does that happen?
that's a good question. I
You
think they
know,
either replicate his voice and then write different songs and so on. Who knows?
I'm just, I don't know how it happens, but I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, if the man is dead, how is he still singing? It's a logical question.
Anyway, back
All right, you're going. Janice said they sold their soul.
Long time. Their method in the black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money, so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government, and as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government.
Hmm.
They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them, so stop. They've empowered you in ways that are real. You have an audience, you have platforms, you have the ability to make change. So go against the grain together. They're more afraid of you all together standing up and creating a new culture that's built around family, faith, freedom, doing the right thing, valuing life, than they are of anything else. So I challenge you, use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do the same thing you've done, more rappers like this are going to die? How many have to die before you change the culture? And let me tell you something else. There's a reason the record labels pay us more to do rap videos. They don't tell you that, do they? Do they tell you that they pay us more to do your videos? Because they do. They do it because they know it's more dangerous. They do it because they know it's more difficult. And they do it because, frankly, there's a lot of money laundering involved. Those labels wash a bunch of money through. We don't do it, but we know the labels are doing it 100%. Okay, they're then taking the money off the top end, and you see on your royalty check, oh, they spent $150,000 on this video. Did they? Because we didn't see $150,000. Okay, and to who? Their friend's company? A lot of times that's the case. Same thing with insurance companies. They charge us more to insure your videos. And it's because they know the culture that's been created. They know that the only possibility of a music video being shot up is on a rap video. And that's the truth. So change the culture. You have the power. Your people deserve it. You guys,
Yo, just about everything this man said was the truth. Just about everything.
And like, that's what people like Tom are trying to do as an independent artist is, you know, he's trying to make that change. He's trying to be the change he wants to see. And that's why record labels and the mainstream hate him so much and try to hold him back because they know he has such a huge influence that if they were to not hold him back, it would spread like wildfire.
That's correct. So, could we move on to the second part of the article that we wanted to read? Let me know when you have that open.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So this is Blueface. Apparently he's a rapper from LA who has been charged with attempted murder. He was caught in Las Vegas in an undercover operation. Took 6 police officers to take him down.
Wow.
Outside a chicken and waffle house.
This could have been another casualty.
Yeah, easily.
I could see the Black Lives Matter movement on the street right now.
Right.
I can see L. Chapman and Jesse Jackson. I can see all of these social justice warriors.
And like some of the videos that I've seen of people recording the takedown, they're like trying to make something out of nothing.
There's nothing there.
And there's nothing there. It's just a standard takedown.
Tell you.
Like,
this stuff is getting old
very quickly. In not really sure what caused him to do this, but apparently it happened. So per TMZ, the clip shows the truck pull up on what is alleged to be Blueface and his crew, with him later discharging a pew-pew at the vehicle. As it sped away, he's shown firing multiple pew-pew in the video, which is seemingly security camera footage from outside of the club. So this was outside of a club. According to sources who worked at the venue, the unknown driver of the truck had allegedly drunkenly attacked Blueface's crew earlier in the night. It's unclear what provoked the incident, but one of the employees of the club said they overheard the man ask, "Who hit me?" before the gunfire started. So my understanding of the whole thing is he had already belligerently hit the bouncer that was at the door trying to get into the club in the first place, from what I've read.
Sounds like he's the aggressor.
Oh, absolutely. And then he's also already been detained in California for having an expired registration, expired license, and illegally possessing a firearm as part of his background.
Interesting.
So then they had this warrant out in Las Vegas, and that's what they took him down on.
So I wonder what are the allegations? Those who are looking to defend him, what are they saying so far?
So far, I'm not really sure, but we'll read.
Well, that's a good thing.
Blueface was arrested on attempted murder charge in Las Vegas. TMZ reports cops on the scene said they were executing an open warrant for his arrest. Eyewitnesses tell us 6 to 8 officers were in on the arrest, parked in unmarked cars. The outlet says legal docs accuse Blueface of felony attempted deletion with the use of deadly pew-pews or tear gas on October 8th. So this goes all the way back to October 8th.
Mm-hmm.
He also faces a charge of discharging a pew-pew into a house, building, vehicle, or craft. Video of the arrest outside Lolo's Chicken and Waffles, where girlfriend Christian Rock was also present, says bystanders narrating the undercover cops just pulled up on him. They just got his and threw him down. Well, that's not exactly true. They put him up against the wall and then brought him to the ground and arrested him.
Another case. It's very similar to what the record label owner was talking about.
Exactly. I mean, he's becoming a victim of the culture he's promoting.
Absolutely.
Through his music. The news comes on the heels of several other charges against Blueface. Back in February, he's 25 years old, was pulled over around 3 a.m. in Hollywood for driving with an expired registration after running a check. Police discovered Blueface had a suspended license. He was taken into custody on a charge of carrying a concealed weapon in the vehicle.
Oh gosh.
In September 2021, the Los Angeles native was accused of attacking a bouncer at a nightclub in the San Fernando Valley. Sources told TMZ that Blueface was stopped at the entrance by a security guard who asked to see proper identification. After admitting he didn't have his ID, things allegedly turned physical, and the artist and a couple of friends jumped the bouncer and left. The man was taken to a local hospital where he was treated for bruises and scratches that required stitches.
Wow.
So, yeah. Not a very nice person.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out here doing what he's doing, and like, you gotta be better than this, I mean, and yet people think this is what we're going to hold up to a high standard.
Yeah. You remember Candace Owens' argument concerning George Floyd? Is that many in the black community like to
pander to the lowest common
markers,
denominator.
You know,
Yeah.
they like to make it appear that these men who are guilty, they treat them like they've never done anything wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like that's not the case. That's just it's denying reality at that point. It just doesn't add up. You know.
Makes no sense.
So this is what happens. Like, if anything, this should be a cautionary tale to those who are in the industry and those who wish to follow in their footsteps. Of
course.
If you want to go into this industry, be careful what you speak, because this is what it could lead to. You know,
Makes
be
sense.
careful with your words. Be careful with your message.
Gosh.
And choose carefully what you believe in. Because otherwise, this could be you. So,
that's good counsel. There's a text in scripture that says, especially in the book of Revelation, it says, "He that have ears to hear, let him hear."
Well,
what else you got for us tonight?
I was gonna say I can pull that up.
Oh yeah. You got my sword Bible.
Yes, I do.
I love that Bible.
What?
It's in Revelation. Revelation chapter 3. I'm going to tell you exactly. It's talking about the churches.
Mm-hmm.
As you go through, you find where it says, "He that have ears to hear,
Revelation,
let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches."
Revelation 3:13.
Yep. You can make this. You can make this bigger. I see it. Revelation chapter 3, verse 22. He that have ears to hear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. You see, at the top, there is a plus and minus where you can make this bigger. I think you can also press on your keyboard at the control, and then you crawl on your mouse, and it will make it bigger. Yeah.
Okay.
You can make it larger. Yeah, guys. So as we see this stuff, I hope we are paying attention and make decisions wisely. Concerning this. So, can you go on to the next video where the record label owner went on part 2 addressing real issues?
And real quick on that, he doesn't just say it once. He says,
I'm going to myself. Okay.
Right. And real quick, he doesn't just say it once. He says it twice in Revelation. So you know that's an important thing to pay attention to. All right. So this one, Robbie Starbuck doubles down on challenging the Black community.
Everyone, I wanted to make sort of a part 2 to the video I made yesterday challenging rappers. That video yesterday has now been viewed millions and millions of times all over social media. It brought up some interesting questions I wanted to answer and also some more thoughts that I had. But first, I wanted to address something. Some people brought up the fact that there was a painting, it's an Andy Warhol painting of a gun in the background of the video that went viral. And they asked, why would you do that when you're telling people to stop perpetuating violence? And let me be very clear, guns do not automatically equal violence, okay? I am very pro-gun. I believe in the Second Amendment. I want you to imagine a country where every home had a father and a mother in it, and that father protected the home with a gun and protected his family, his children, everything that he loves with a gun. gun. That is a good, strong country. In fact, if you look back at history, when Black America was thriving, it had fathers in the home, it had a fantastic culture built around it, beautiful music, and it had fathers protecting their loved ones with a gun, okay? That is the country that we need to get back to, full of opportunity and filled with families taking care of each other, okay? So I hope that answers your question. I am proud to be a gun owner, and I think more people need to be responsible gun owners. And if you haven't seen the movement out there for more Black gun ownership, you need to check out Maj Toure. He's awesome. He has an organization that goes to train people and train families and to make sure that people know their Second Amendment rights and use them. Now, to address another issue, a larger issue that I thought was really interesting. So this video goes over millions and millions of views on social media and amazing reception from the Black community. People are in agreement, and I knew they would be, because guess what? Black America's been saying this for a long time. We just need more people in prominent positions to speak up and to fight for them. And so I wasn't surprised by that. What I was sort of, laughing over is the fact that the only people who disagreed with what I said, which was basically an empowerment statement. I want rappers to empower themselves to change the culture, because we all know the executives won't. Some people said, why don't you say this to the executives? Because we all know the executives won't do it, period. They won't. They've profited off the backs of this entire culture and, rappers perpetuating it for too long. They're not going to change. Rappers are a part of the community, and I see who they are, and I know some of them are willing to change. So that's why I put it on them to do it. Now, to get into the interesting thing I noticed that the only people who were pushing up against the message and saying, how dare you say this? People shouldn't listen, things along those lines. It was white Democrats. And you know what they were saying along with it? These were a couple of my favorite comments. I have them on screen over here, so I want to read them. One of them said, I bet you all are not aware that this guy opposes handouts. He's not someone you want to listen to. You realize how racist that statement is? As if all Black people need a handout? Are Black people suddenly unequal and unable to achieve their dreams without a handout from somebody? I'm sorry. I believe in a society where everybody is capable of achieving their dreams, and we don't go and say, oh, well, you're this color, so you need this first. I think that's terribly racist, okay? The second thing that came up is they said, are you going to let a white man tell you what to do? I wasn't telling anybody what to do. I had a challenge for other people. It's up to them whether they do it or not. They're empowered to make their own decision. They can continue perpetuating the culture and more people die, or they can be strong enough, brave enough, wise enough to be a leader, to be a man, and to make a change. That's on them to choose. But it also opened up some other thoughts I wanted to share with you guys. The reality is, Democrats have gotten away with this for too long. They've gotten the Black vote for no reason. They don't deserve it. In fact, if you look at the history of the Democratic Party, they're the ones who were responsible for the KKK. In fact, not long ago, prominent Democrats today were shaking hands and going to the funeral and giving eulogies for a prominent Grand Wizard KKK member who then later went to Congress. Okay? These are...
And later became president.
Make it make sense.
I'm just saying. Yeah, if we're going full facts here, he did later become president. How far in your self-delusion do you have to be to not see?
I have no
these people are so self-deluded. I just don't understand.
I don't get it, reader.
And somebody that's that far out there, how can you reach them? I mean, that's the thing I've been trying to wrap my brain around is like, you want to talk to them and try to help them to see the light, but man, sometimes it just seems so hard that even if you throw them a lifeline, just because of what you believe, they're just going to bat it away and reject it. So
it's crazy you said that. Did you watch that movie by what's his name? The KGB, Desmonov.
Yeah.
One of the things he said was,
you can show them, you can tell them, you
yeah,
can do everything,
when
but
you
until the boot is on their neck.
Yeah, you can once you demoralize them and you re-educate them, no matter what you tell them, no matter how much facts you throw at them, it won't be enough.
Yeah, until the boot is on their neck, they won't believe.
Yeah.
And by that time, it's too late.
It is too late.
It's like, and meanwhile, that's what this gentleman and everybody like us are trying to prevent.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want it to come to that.
That's where it's going.
Sorry, I just, and he's absolutely right. You know, just because there's a gun in the background, a gun is a pew pew is like a tool, like any other tool. It's like a hammer or, you know, a butter knife. You know, it's not just gonna get up and magically do its thing on its own. Somebody has to be controlling it. Somebody has to be doing the thing to make it do its thing. So, I mean,
thing is, instead of looking at how the argument that is making and pay attention to what he was saying, they look at a gun in the background. Just to raise assumption, which shows me he was so true. They either
rather ignore what he's saying and focus on that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Anyway.
There are people who also oppose civil rights. And when they try to get away with it, you know what they say? They say the party's flipped. They talk about a Southern strategy. Party's flipped. Don't you know that? That in itself is also a great lie. I challenge you, if you have bought that lie before, I want you to go search out, find what politicians switched parties. Go look. I'll wait. You're not going to find a bunch of politicians who changed parties. You know why? Because the parties didn't change. Republicans were the party that opposed slavery. They opposed the KKK. They fought them. Republican abolitionists got killed fighting for black people to be freed from slavery. Okay? Because it was the right thing to do. And now, if we go further with this, let's go further down the line. Today, this is a group, a party that supports constantly dividing and also looking down on a group of people and pretending like they're incapable of very menial, easy tasks because of the color of their skin. Let's talk about voter ID. Every time that I have brought up voter ID and every time a prominent Republican has brought up voter ID to make sure that people are who they say they are when they go to vote and to make sure that illegal immigrants don't vote in our elections, you know what Democrats say? They say, well, that's racist because black people can't get IDs. I think it's racist that you think black people can't get IDs. That's what's racist. Every black person I know has an ID. They drive, they go to the store to buy things, they buy Sudafed. You need IDs to fly. I mean, what are they really saying?
Can we say amen to that? I mean, even Blueface there had an ID. Granted, it was expired, but he had an ID.
I think it's mad racist to think that black people cannot get themselves an ID to vote.
Exactly. Like, why would that be racist? What in any of that is racist? You need an ID to buy cigarettes. You need an ID to buy alcohol. You need an ID to buy, like he said, plane tickets. You need an ID to buy a pew pew. You need an ID for just about everything you do in life anymore.
But you can't get one to vote because you are black.
But voting? No, God forbid.
Give me a break.
Now, here's a hot take. Honestly, I think the voting age should be raised to 30.
You think the voting age should be raised to 30?
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with that.
And here's why. Say a kid comes out of high school, right?
Yes.
And they go to college. They go and they get their associate's degree. Then they go for their master's degree. After the bachelor's, master's degree. By the time they get done graduating, they'll be about, say, 25-ish. Which 25, 26, right around there, is about the time the human brain actually is fully developed.
You're right.
That's about the time they actually graduate college. Then they go into the real world and have to deal with real world stuff and start actually adulting. That's what my kids and I call it, is adulting. So once they start adulting and having to, work in the real world, real life scenarios, and they see what it's like in the real world for, 4 to 5 years, then they can start to vote. Because without that life experience in the real world, they have no clue what they're talking about. They have no clue what they're doing.
True.
I mean, I could go further with this, but I'm not going to because we're on YouTube. But I'm just saying, I think
this selection tells you a lot. And I can see where you're coming from.
So, I mean, like, honestly, I think people shouldn't be allowed to vote until they're 30. I didn't start voting until I was well informed and until I was probably 38, 39.
Yeah. I would say 26. A little bit after college, you start paying taxes. You're working on family, or you just got married. And then you go vote because your perspective now is completely different than that of college kids. Not kids, college students. Give them some respect, they're not kids. But yeah, I agree with you.
Well, that's why I say 30 is because that way they have a few years of life experience under their belt before they start making, decisions that alter the course of the country. Because without that life experience, like even just straight out of college at 25, 26, they're still green.
You're right.
They still have that college mentality.
True.
So.
All right. Let's wrap them up.
Are they saying that black people have a different level of intelligence that prevents them from getting IDs? Think about how racist that is. That's who the Democrats are today. They perpetuate their entire party off of a system that needs you to be dependent on them. Because if you're not dependent on them, if you're empowered, if your community is thriving, you don't need them anymore. So who's incentivized to make sure that the black community needs them and by virtue of that needs to be impoverished, needs to be in a state of need and lack instead of a mindset of abundance? The Democratic Party needs that. So that's why now more than ever, this is the time for black Americans to rise up and to take their power. Fight for your community. Make sure that your leaders in the community are actually doing things for you and not serving some master in DC or in the government or part of the elite. Okay, because that's what's happening right now. We have a whole lot of fake leaders, fake social justice warriors. None of them actually care. They care about pulling money off the top. Look at somebody like Sean King, pretends to care about every issue under the sun with social justice. But who has a million pieces written about them on how they've sucked money out of all these organizations from all the donations they've gotten and profited off the backs again of black people? Let's stop this craziness and let's do the right thing. Change the culture, and you will change the outcomes for everyone. The other thing you can support is school choice, because what's one of the biggest problems in the black community outside of the violence and fatherless homes? It's education. Black kids are being given in inner cities and impoverished areas more likely than any other race terrible outcomes in education because they get terrible education options in their area. You want that to change? Republicans support school choice. That means we support giving you the money. You decide what school is best for your kid. Instead of the school in the inner city that's terrible, you get that $17,500 that's earmarked to a child in their public school in a place like Baltimore.
I love this idea
Mm-hmm.
because I strongly believe in Christian school and Christian education, and that's also been a concern because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Just be able to charter schools to have that option to use your taxpayer dollar to fund whatever school you want to put your children in. I love this. That alone will get my vote because I'm like, yo, Christian school is great, but it's mad expensive.
Yeah.
So I totally agree.
Yeah.
Those public schools are crazy.
We definitely need school choice.
I agree. I would like to know what the opposition is. When they say school choice, what do they say to oppose that view?
Well, their opposing view would be, well, it would bankrupt the public school, and it takes away from the public school education system.
But the public school is horrible. Generally.
Well, I mean, then they can't indoctrinate your kids.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That makes a lot more sense. And that you call it. Watch it now. You don't want another YouTube strike.
Yeah, I said what. That's all I'm saying about that.
That's saying, doorkeeper.
It is. Anyway,
keep voting blue no matter what.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah. Canada says voting left. I have seen cause. I love my country, but the USA look like Canada.
Well, I mean, there is hope for Canada. I mean,
that's where we're headed.
If right now with the things going on in Canada, if Parliament decides to close down, Trudeau could end up having to go in front of court. So there is that. He could be forced to testify. Unfortunately, as long as Parliament's in session, he doesn't have to.
We shall see.
So,
all right. Go ahead.
We say, hey, here's an education savings account with $17,500. You choose what school your kid's going to go to. Then you say, you know what? I'm empowering my child. I'm sending them to that private school over there. That costs $16,800. You use the rest for lunches. Okay? That's empowerment. That will change the future. That will lead to outcomes where people.
I'm sorry.
Got an echo. I hear the video on your end.
Go ahead. I'll mute myself.
Okay.
Who don't have a leg up end up experiencing the American dream and having all the opportunity they could imagine. I know this video is long, but I wanted to cover everything, and I still didn't cover everything I wanted to. Like the fact that the government has been working against the Black community for as long as I can remember. If you look at things like the Tuskegee experiments, we're talking about the government secretly going and giving Black men syphilis as part of a test. They treated them like animals. That was the government. And again, you see this all over the world. These people who were praised throughout COVID and the pandemic, like Bill Gates and people in these vaccine industries, you know where they test a bunch of these vaccines? The ones that don't work out or the ones that have a lot of side effects? They test them in third world countries and in Africa, predominantly Black and people of color populated areas. So they bear the brunt of that testing. Why? Again, this is a product of the elite's control mechanisms. Do you want to break out of it? You've got to break out of your own small paradigms that have been sold to you through media about who the Democrats are, who they're fighting for. They're not fighting for you. They never have been. That's why you're in at least the same position that you were previously. Some worse, most worse, honestly, under this administration. And look, I'm not saying Republicans are perfect, or there's some people in the Republican Party who have sort of backwards ideas in certain areas. Sure. Okay? I'm talking about the new right, the Republican Party I represent, which is the vast majority of Republican voters. Okay? We believe in a society that is equal, full of opportunity, and free. Okay? We want to lift each other up. For so long, the idea of unity has been something that's like a mirage far away we're never going to touch. But that doesn't need to be the case. The Democratic Party and the elite have been trying to sell us on a system that keeps us at each other's throats. You know why? Because that keeps us away from their front door. Let me say that again so everybody gets it. They want to keep us at each other's throats so that we're not at their front door. They don't want accountability for them, for the elite. They want us to be busy fighting with each other over skin color. And I guess that's one of the last notes. I had a bunch of people saying, you're all going to listen to this, Caucasian. I'm Cuban. Okay. So again, this should teach you a lesson about going and judging everything on identity. Okay. You never know what people are, what their story is. What you do and are able to control is your choices. Rappers are able to control their choices that they make coming up in the future. Will they choose to change the culture? Because they have an opportunity in front of them and a social movement where the people want it. People want this to change. But the reality is, if those rappers don't take the initiative, it won't. Because it's a lot easier to keep the radio on and listen to the song than it is to make a change as a consumer. But for the people making the songs, if you all band together, that's what they fear. So make the right choice. Band together and make a change. This is the moment. This is the time. Do it.
And he's so right.
Yeah, man.
Like, we need the change.
What do you say to that?
I mean, if we don't, I hate to see where we're going to be in 3 or 4 years.
The mental slavery continues.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, man.
It's like,
but they're not going to change. They're not going to change. You know what it says in Matthew 4? If you will turn, you can turn on your Bible if you want. Matthew 4, when Jesus was tempted in the wilderness. It's about verse 4 or 9. No, about verse 8. Yeah. Let me see. All right. Yeah, that's correct. Verses 8 to 10. The Bible says, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. And said unto him, all these things will I give you if thou wilt bow down and worship me. That's the offer. Right? I'll give you the world and everything in it. Just worship me. Compromise your position. Worship me. I'll make you rich. Jesus says, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou shalt worship the Lord your God, and him only shalt thou serve. What Jesus said no to, many of our rappers today said yes to. That's literally what's going on.
mm-hmm.
Instead of standing against the culture, they give in to the sentiments of the culture. That's what's going on. Much more could be said. Yeah, we can move on to the next one. Could we skip the lady? Let's go into the announcement. Let's skip that lady who has the story. The homeless lady who took care of the homeless people. Yeah, we wanted to get to this one, guys. Donald Trump has made an announcement yesterday evening. Boy.
Here we go.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. Thank you, kids. Thank you. All of you. Thank you. Thank you. So many incredible friends and family here tonight. It's such a beautiful thing. Some people say, how do you speak before so many people all the time? When there's love in the room, it's really easy, if you want to know the truth. You ought to try it sometime. Together, we will be taking on the most corrupt forces and entrenched interests imaginable. Our country is in a horrible state. We're in grave trouble. This is not a task for a politician or a conventional candidate. This is a task for a great movement that embodies the courage, confidence, and the spirit of the American people. This is a movement. This is not for any one individual. This is a job for tens of millions of proud people working together from all across the land and from all walks of life, young and old, black and white, Hispanic and Asian, many of whom we have brought together for the very, very first time. If you look at the numbers, if you look at what's happened with Hispanic, with African American, with Asian, and just look at what's happening. This is a party that has become much bigger, much stronger, much more powerful, can do much more good for our country. This is a job for grandmothers and construction workers, firefighters, builders, teachers, doctors, and farmers who cannot stay quiet any longer. You can't stay quiet any longer. You're angry about what's happening to our country. Our country is being destroyed before your very eyes. It's a job for every aspiring young person and every hard-working parent, for every entrepreneur and underappreciated police officer who is ready to shout for safety in America. The police are being treated so badly. These are great people. They can straighten out the crime. They're the ones that know how to do it. We have to give them back their respect and their dignity. This will not be my campaign. This will be our campaign all together.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to...
Boy. I hope the world is ready for Trump 2.0.
He is going to bring a fire.
Oh, man.
Like,
I mean, tell me, what's your honest opinion about this?
Okay, so he ran in 2016. I don't think he quite knew what he was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, he had a little more idea of what he was getting into, so he started to play a little more hardball. Started to pull fewer punches. 2024, I think we're looking at a man who's got nothing left to lose. And he's not pulling any punches. He is going to go full bore. And anybody who gets in his way will be them. He's going to be in 2024 the type of person of you either get on board or you get out of my way because I'm going to steamroll you. Trump's done playing games.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think
I mean,
no other president has ever been attacked to the same degree or the same amount as Donald Trump has been. And I think what that has done, it has created a warrior spirit to the point where there's a level of getting back in revenge, but there's also a love for his country
hmm
that he now realized the tyrants were not playing.
hmm
His character was maligned, his reputation was under attack, his family was under attack, and after going
constant.
after his home, his Mar-a-Lago home, and what they've done to him still cannot convince him of any specific crimes. And it's just that I think he came to a point where he is just fed up. You
Yeah.
know, I just don't want that to be the motivation to lead a country, because this has to be done with clear perception.
hmm
But if he can get off, I'm not saying he is. If he can get off a train of either anger or madness, which I don't think that's what's going on, to be honest, I don't think
Well,
so. But if he gets off that and actually put his mind and his heart and his soul in the work and fix the mess that has been created after he left office, I, regardless whether Trump wins or not, one thing I see for certain is that he's gonna go down as one of the greatest president ever in the
hmm
United States. It's just that's something nobody can take it from him. You can attack his character, which I have an issue with. Uh, I have an issue with some of his verbiage. I have an issue with some of the many things, but I can't go against his presidency and the effectiveness of his work. To do that is to be dishonest. The man did do the job so much better than the current one in office right now.
but on that token, don't you think a man's character is known by his works?
Absolutely. Yes, I agree.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, you're saying you question his character.
Yeah, the character
I
that I
mean,
mean, the character is it has a lot to do with like I
granted,
his,
you may not agree with the way he presents himself
yeah,
sometimes and the way
yeah,
he speaks,
yeah. That's what I
but
mean by
really
character.
that's what a lot of his base love about him is he's not a politician. He
Yeah.
doesn't speak like a politician. If he says something, he means it. He speaks his mind, and that's what we love about him. He wears everything on his sleeve.
Yeah. So I'm wondering now, is the Republican Party going to put aside their differences and rally either behind Trump or Ron DeSantis if he runs for presidency? Because he looks like Ron is looking exceptionally well right now. But one thing I have an issue with, I noticed that Trump is doing a little bit of jabbing at Ron, which I can understand why.
Well,
You know, the
here
reason I can understand it, when you read the Bible,
I don't.
there was King David and
Okay.
King Saul. I'm not sure if you know those two kings.
Y-
King Saul was doing his work for such a long time, and King little David came and killed Goliath, and the women said, Saul killed 1,000, David killed 10,000. And the idea was, hey, I've been doing this thing for such a long time.
mhm,
How is the new guy getting more love and attention than I am? So
mhm.
I'm just saying, it seems like that's kind of what's happening here in Trump's heart. Is almost like Ron DeSantis is only ruling one one state. He's doing a great job,
Not exactly.
getting so much. I mean, from what I've heard, but he's getting so much attention and praise from the Republican Party when Trump says, I've been doing so much more for 4 something years, and my work has been so much more effective. And many of his party are somewhat in opposition to him. So I can see why he feels that way. That Trump and that David and Saul complex fits perfectly out from my perspective.
So the thing is with between the DeSantis Trump thing, is DeSantis has been having meetings with the GOP super PAC behind closed doors, behind Trump's back, and
Mm,
Trump knows about it.
okay, that's interesting.
So
So
Trump.
some are saying that DeSantis is like another playing candidate who is
So
just playing politics.
exactly, he's
He knows
he's
he's good at the
trying
game.
to play the game,
Yeah.
whereas Trump is an outside force of the game, trying
Mm.
to break the game.
You know, a lot of things that Trump does out front, people oppose. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But oftentimes, have you noticed one thing with Trump? There's a pattern.
Mhm.
He may go crazy. He may say some things that you don't agree with. If you give it enough time, you find out, wait a minute, he was right. You know, I
He's
remember,
usually 5 steps ahead of
yeah,
everybody.
I remember when he early in his presidency in 2000 and was it 18, when he said that the whole system is rigged, right? He said
Mhm.
the media is fake news. People were saying, "Man, you crazy," and then we went in and said, "Wait a minute, there's a whole bunch of fake news in the media." I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" So he
Gee,
knew
go figure.
what he was talking about. And when he said it, people were like, "You crazy? You can't be saying stuff like that." And I know sometimes he over exaggerate in some things he says. He takes it a step further. He says
Mhm.
much more than there actually is. But if you will peel back your disagreement with his statement and not trying to curtail his language so much and just listen to the heart of the message, I'm
Mhm.
like, wait a minute. He wasn't lying. He
Mhm.
was saying these things were hoax. He was saying climate change is a hoax. And he called them out. And he's like, as people check it out over time, they're like, yo, Trump is right again.
Mhm.
Trump is right again. Some people say he was extreme about it, but you can
And
say
look
whatever
at
you want.
and look at his press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany. Every time she'd come out, the press would try to press her on these certain topics and try to catch her in a flip up or
She
a mess
was
up,
she
but
was good,
she
man.
was always on point with every single detail and be like, wait a minute, hold on, I got this in my notebook. Nope, right here, you said this and this, and it was wrong.
Yeah. Unlike Corinne Jean Pierre or
Or
Circle Back Girl,
oh, good lord.
who seems to
Yeah,
they
just avoid
talk
the
a
question.
good talk,
No, they
and
don't even
Corinne,
talk a good talk. They
but
just
yeah,
don't
it's
answer the
like you
question.
call the word salad, the mind
Yeah,
suit thing. Yeah.
word mind soup.
Well, you're
It's
like, you
just
didn't answer the question. I never heard about that. Oh, we never discussed it. I'll come back to you, which
yeah,
means never.
exactly. But I mean, and that's the thing about Trump is that most people don't understand is he likes to be ahead of the game. He likes to
Mm,
be steps ahead. The problem he had in his first presidency is he trusted the wrong people. He
I've heard
trusted
that.
he trusted people that were part of the establishment,
Yeah, they went against them.
and they pretty much stabbed him in the back from day one. So what he needs to do is take that lesson, and that's the thing is he's a fast learner. So we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, we'll see what he does with that. I'm
And
excited to figure it out.
like,
Regardless whether he wins or not, for me, I'm just like, I just can't wait to watch those debates. I just can't. I mean, the world is gonna be like on standby,
oh,
all hands on deck.
these
Hold your
debates are going to be
breath.
fire. These are going to be some fire
hold,
debates.
hold your breath, boy. We are about to see some serious stuff in 2024. I hope I'm alive to see it because it's gonna be one of those things you're like, yo, I can't believe what I'm watching right now. And if
Like,
Ron DeSantis decide to run, it's gonna be between one of those two guys, and I'm gonna be sitting
oh
there
no.
like,
Trump says he's got dirt on him that even Ron DeSantis's wife doesn't even know. So
you don't. You can't be
he,
serious.
oh yeah, that was one of the whole things that really got everybody's up in arms about Trump about attacking DeSantis is the fact that supposedly he's got dirt on DeSantis that DeSantis's wife doesn't even know, and that he said
Mm-mm.
if DeSantis even thinks about running for president in 2024, he'll expose it on a national stage.
Oh no way.
Hmm
All right, let me give a Bible verse so we can move to our next
Like,
video.
Trump is not playing games this time around. I am telling you, he is out for blood.
Oh man, I'm excited to see where this is going. I'm gonna put a verse on the screen. I'm gonna put it in the chat and then I'll pull it up on the
Okay.
screen. That's another good way to do it too. There it is. This is from Daniel chapter 2:21, guys, and he says, God changes the times in a season. He removes kings and set up kings. He gives wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So take it or leave it. And this was in a context of dealing with Nebuchadnezzar and his dream of that metal image in Daniel 2. And God needed to remind Nebuchadnezzar, listen, I'm in charge. I remove kings, I set up kings. Ultimately, this compass, that political compass, is in God's hands. And I mean, we can vote, we should vote, but I'm just saying, ultimately, just remember who is really on the throne, and he is. And if he chooses Mr. Trump to be president again,
It'll be.
it shall be. There is no power on earth. There is no devil in hell who can stop it from happening. I'm just saying, brace yourself. Uh, I'm just excited to see where this is
Either
going.
way, it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, I'm just so glad to be alive in this stage of the world. And I can't believe, like Jesus says, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they will be glad to see your days. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo,
Mhm.
you get to live in a time right before the end of the world, and you watching all this stuff happening in the political landscape. And like, we are living in the end of times, of course, but it's like when you're seeing how it's all happening in front of your face, I say, Lord, I can't believe I'm alive to see it all. To me, I'm just like, I can't wait to see what 2024 looks like, man. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm just gonna brace myself and I'll make my way to the polls, and I just can't wait to hear what these policies are like. And yeah, man, something great is about to happen. Yeah, I'll stay quiet.
But yeah, is a side note here in the eSword. It says, but what movement is afoot in our times, which is likely to give to all nations what Abraham Lincoln described as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So
Go
yeah.
ahead. You can move on with the next part. Sorry about that. BJ was calling me.
Oh, no problem.
Boy.
Which one do we want to do next?
Oh, what else do you have on your list? Can we do the
We got the grandma, the former trans, and Tom's Nick's drop.
we can run both. Let's do the former trans and Tom's, and we can end it with Tom McDonald, of course.
Okay.
All right. And we say grandma.
All right.
Hospitals that abuse children, that mutilate their genitals in the name of trans ideology, are finally, blessedly being shut down. Vanderbilt, for example, closed its youth gender clinic after the Daily Wire exposed them. In Tavistock, in Great Britain, the government closed.
Oh, snap. I didn't know that. That's a blessing.
Hey, man, those YouTube videos are not in vain. We're not spending our time talking about some of this stuff and not expecting success, right? There we go.
Right?
Mart Walsh, Matt Walsh, and many others.
Small blessings where we take them, right?
Yes, the alternative media is doing his work.
Gender reassignment clinic after they got sued by thousands of parents. So litigation stops mutilation, and these kinds of closures are about to become more common. Our friend Harmeet Dillon is now representing a young woman called Chloe Cole, a biological woman who was told she could become a man surgically. Now, Harmeet and Cole are suing the doctors who did this to her. Harmeet Dillon is the chairwoman of the Republican National Lawyers Association, and she's joined by Chloe Cole. Thank you both so much for coming on. Chloe, first to you, tell us why you're suing.
It's a medical malpractice case. I want to hold the adults who put me in harm's way accountable because, what happened to me is horrible, but it didn't only happen to me. That's the worst part. It's happening to children all over the U.S., all over the West, and it's spreading all over the world. And
Yes.
I want to be able to create a precedent for other people who have been in my situation to find justice themselves.
How old were you when you were told by?
Now, this is amazing, I applaud her for this. Like, and personally, I think she needs to reach out to others like her,
Absolutely.
and this should be a full-on class action lawsuit.
Listen, man, I smell this one coming. I'm telling you, I was sitting there. I'm like, I can't. They're gonna sue. There's gonna be some serious lawsuits coming up. I think I said it in my videos before, and I'm like, here they are. Here they
Mhm.
are. Because reality is hitting them in the face, and now they're saying enough is enough. They realize they were mutilated. This is the same thing that happened with these were medical experiences. These doctors didn't know what these hormone blockers will do to people. They haven't studied that in years, and to figure out, oh, we're gonna just pause puberty and just turn it back on. What is this, a video game?
No,
So they think this is a joke, and I'm just so glad, just like you said, I'm just so excited right now to see them just speaking up, standing firm. And these doctors, they need to be in serious trouble. Not just doctors, those insurance companies who are sponsoring some of this stuff.
and the
Because
psychiatrists
this,
and
oh yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
involved.
And I think some mommy and daddy need to get in trouble too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yep.
Especially the parents that push this on their kids.
Absolutely. And we have to go deeper. What about the education? The education
Oh,
system and that are feeding this stuff.
or social media
Yeah.
companies that
Oh
allow this
yeah.
on their platform.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what needs to happen. And I'm just sitting here. I'm just gonna fan the flame.
Keep it going,
Because-
baby. Keep it going.
keep it going. Because
Like,
yeah, they need justice. That's not
and
okay.
and this is a strong woman here.
Absolutely.
This
She's
I
got she's
I
got that
give her
heart.
credit. She is a fighter.
She's got heart. She's been
And
talking. She's been talking.
like I said, I would love to see more people jump on this with her as a full-on class action lawsuit
Hmm.
and get as many people involved as they can.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there are more out there like her.
Hey, Canada first. You told us everyone involved need to be arrested and sentenced 60 years. You- Justin
Oh,
Trudeau,
dude.
Justin Trudeau's spirit. Watch it.
Did you hear about Daryl Brooks real quick?
Oh yeah, he was sentenced because
Yeah.
well, I didn't expect
He got
anything less.
6 consecutive life sentences
Hmm.
and then 12 and a 12 and a half or 17 and a half years. Hold on, I wrote it down.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything less than that because
60 count on 60 counts, 17 and a half years.
uh-huh.
And then accounts 68 through 73, he got 25 years.
Mhm.
And then 74 through 75, he got 6 years. And then for battery, he got 9 months.
Good.
Plus, he has to pay restitution in the amount of $47,193.29
Yeah.
to EMC, Emergency Medical Care Services, I believe that is. And then $124,220.65 to the crime victim compensation.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna be in prison for a long time.
Plus court fees, court costs, and other additional fees that I didn't write down.
Yo, justice is served. You don't commit a crime like that and then have the audacity to fire your lawyers and say you're gonna represent yourself.
And
And
act
then
like
you
an
give
idiot in
yeah,
the courtroom.
you act like an idiot, give the judge a hard time. When you're guilty like this and you know what you did was wrong, you need to walk on your knees, begging for forgiveness, tears in your eyes, weeping like a baby, and get some mercy.
And his closing
But
statement was, "I'm sorry."
yeah, that's it. That's what you got.
Okay.
You could have said this from the beginning and a thousand more times because
And it
you had
still wouldn't have made a difference.
it would have made a difference, but at least we could have said, "Oh, we had some sympathy or something." The judge sometimes have some mercy, but it's just the way he treated the whole thing. I think that nonchalant, braggadocious, felt that he was in the right, questioning people like they were stupid.
Mhm.
So that's a word I don't even like to use. But he treated the people as if they didn't matter.
Like they were beneath him.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, like, look at this brother. Look at this brother. He really think he's gonna get out of this. Looking at the judge in a very mean way, and I'm looking at him like, oh, she's gonna get you. she, she was patient enough to put up with your mess, but now enough is enough. Enough is enough, and I'm actually excited for that because I really hope and pray while he's in prison, everything goes well. He meets the Lord and he repents and becomes a new man.
Mhm.
But justice is served. I don't have an issue with criminals being held accountable for their
Mhm.
crimes. No, that's not. We can't have a society where we are, just incentivize these guys that are doing things to destroy
Yeah. With
families and
such
friends. That's not
such
fair.
disregard for human life that
Yeah,
he did something like that.
having
Just
done that, and you take on this attitude in the courtroom and behave as if you are deserving nothing but mercy. I'm like, bruh,
yeah.
is you, like the Jamaican friends will say, is you crazy?
Anyway, sorry,
All right, let's
little
go
tangent
on.
there, but
Yeah,
yeah,
little U-turn.
Chloe. I mean, amazing. This is, like I said, this is amazing, and I definitely think this should be a class action lawsuit.
Absolutely.
100%.
A doctor that you could become a different sex.
I was 12.
You were 12 years old. And did you, I mean, I assume at 12 you believe what a doctor tells you.
And my parents trusted them as well. My parents, they started referring, I was 12 years old when I first expressed to them that I had distress with my gender, with being female, and that I wanted to transition to male. And they were concerned, and they wanted what was best for me, but they weren't really sure what to do with me, so they sought professional help. And from then on, I was basically affirmed in my gender identity without any questioning from any medical professionals, and they pushed transitioning as the way to treat gender dysphoria.
It's so upsetting. It's hard even to ask you questions, but I'll ask you one more. They committed surgery on you.
Yes. When I was 15 years old, I had a double mastectomy. They removed both of my breasts, and
So messed
I will
up.
never have them back. I will, as an adult, I never will be able to breastfeed whatever children I will have. I don't even know if, because I was put on puberty blockers and testosterone at only 13 years old, I don't know if I'll even be able to conceive a child naturally.
How do you feel
Because I
about
made
that?
Wow.
That is so messed up.
That just, to take away that from a woman is
You took
got to
away
be
her-
the worst thing ever.
you took away her dignity.
Yeah. Everything it means to be a woman.
It's just robbed from her. Even when you look at the Bible times, for a woman not to be able to have children in the Bible time was like considered a curse, was the worst crime ever. Here she is now waking up out of her gender dysphoria. Literally, these were just a phase, man. They used to be tomboys and they grew out of that. Leave them alone. But now these supposed hungry, those greedy doctors,
Hmm.
they just took advantage of this stage in these young people's minds and lives.
And their
That all,
confusion.
the confusion and all the TikTokers videos and impact it had on their brain. They could have grown out of this. There's a study that I need to go through because it was doctors who did their research, and they found out over 80% of them, if you leave them alone, they will come out of it
Hmm.
without
They grow out of it without any influence whatsoever.
nothing whatsoever. They will just wake up and realize, oh, I'm a girl. What in the world was I doing? One of those things.
Hmm.
The brain will just tell them. They wired to ooze out the false. ideology that they've been given in a culture. So but they're not giving them that option. I can only imagine, man. I can only imagine being in her place and having those thoughts and knowing body parts were cut off and never to get those body parts back.
Just being robbed of those opportunities.
Somebody gotta get locked up. Somebody gotta go to jail. Somebody
Mhm.
gotta pay some serious fines. And that's the only way this is gonna stop. It's
Yeah.
because there have to be some serious consequences as a result of this for it to stop. If there is not a serious consequences, it ain't gonna change. We
And
can't
like she,
protect these doctors cannot be protected. They cannot have immunity against this stuff.
and like she said, she's got to somebody's got to set a precedent. Without
Yeah,
that precedent set, it's never going to stop.
I can see so many more gonna come out because there's a lot of them on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok that are talking already, and I've featured a lot of them on my channel here in the hope that they get a voice because the transgender community who are trying to say enough is enough, we made a bad choice. They're getting censored. Some of their
There was
videos are, yeah, some of their videos, they say some of their videos are being taken down. TikTok is canceling their channels and so on.
yeah,
They're not allowed to speak against the agenda. So when they're
yeah.
saying we made a mistake, they just push them to the side, ostracize even the so-called transgender community who was once cheering them on. When they decide to say, I'm stepping out of line, they got what kind of name? Turf and all
Hmm.
kind of funny different things. And they go after them. And even to the point where some of them have committed suicide. And I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, that's messed up. And I really hope some of these people get justice. They get some money. I mean, it's not gonna fix everything, and I hope they find God and find peace with themselves, because that's some mental issues that you're gonna live with for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, look at the guy Matt Walsh, the woman Matt Walsh interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
The
like
doctor.
no, the transgender detransitioner or the
Mm-hmm.
one who regrets transitioning. You know, the things
Yeah.
he has to go through, and the one you posted the other day, I talking about having to do something every day, and not sure what that is, but
Yeah. Dilated. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
We
don't know
can't.
what that
We
means,
don't know
but
to get. We don't need to get. Yeah. It's yeah, I have an idea of what it is. It's something to do with the genitals. You have to keep it moist and stuff. But there's a process that goes into that. It's almost like you have to put some things in there and keep it open and put this little liquid in there, and you have to do this almost every day.
wow,
Or you end up with a serious um,
backup,
infection.
man,
Hmm.
that's
God
messed up.
didn't create you this way, and it's not God's fault. It's it's culture and our own decision. This was
And
pushed on a lot of them, unfortunately.
and
I
you know,
sympathize.
it's- that just should tell you right there that this is not how it was meant to be. You
Mm,
can't just switch from one to the other
no,
willy nilly.
no, it doesn't work like that.
No,
Yeah, Janice, you said, and this is what I'm talking about. Janice Heckler, you said I was tomboy. That means that means anything. Is that what you mean?
no. Tomboy
It makes
means
that.
basically she was a girl, but she liked to be rough and tumble with the boys, like a boy.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't squeamish like a girl. She'd like to
Yeah, wear
play in
wear
the
wear pants and jeans and
play in the mud and
mm-hmm.
rough it up a little bit. Play
Yeah,
with bugs and things like that. And
but
there's
no,
nothing wrong with being a tomboy. There's nothing wrong with that. That's natural.
but what they're doing today, they quickly
But
want
it
to cut. They
doesn't
want to cut
mean
parts. Mm-hmm.
just because you're a tomboy doesn't mean that automatically makes you a boy. That the two just don't equate with one another.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, well, if you're a tomboy, that means you're a boy. No, that's not. I don't know how you can make that fallacy of a leap.
It's a serious, yeah, it's a serious leap because it's a style that some kids adapt for the time being. Eventually they merge out of that, and for you to quickly make a correlation here with them being male just because they wear pants and like hanging out with boys and it's extreme.
I mean, when I was younger, girls used to like hanging out with me a lot because I was more in touch with my emotional side than most guys were.
Mm,
But I wasn't effeminate in any way. I was just more understanding of, like I
hmm,
could see where they were coming from at an emotional level.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Hmm,
some guys would say that would make me more effeminate, I guess. But
not
I
really.
just I just think it just means that I was more in tune with my feelings and my emotions than other guys were.
That's what it was.
And that allowed me to be able to talk to women easier. It allowed me to make friends with them easier. And, some of my best friends all growing up were girls,
Mm,
you know. So doesn't make me a girl. I'm still a dude.
ab-
you know, I mean,
absolutely.
there was one girl all throughout high school that we'd go out on friendship dates with. And that's how I learned how to date,
Yeah.
you know. And I'd be a gentleman. I'd open the car door for her and, be chivalrous and bring her flowers and stuff like that, you know, things of that nature. But
And that was it. There was nothing else.
it was just being friends. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that just because you think a certain way or act a certain way means that you're automatically the opposite gender of what you were assigned at birth. No,
Mm,
you are what you are. Your genetics are who you are. They make up who you are.
yeah.
And those who try to say that, well, you XXXY chromosome and this and that and the other thing. Yeah, those are like 0.001% of the population. You know how rare those genetic anomalies are?
Yeah.
I mean, that is absurd. And usually they end up having to choose at some point, preferably at birth, which way to go.
It's true.
And one of the traits is usually more dominant than the other,
Mm.
okay, at birth. So you can't sit there and tell me that, you know, that the those are the exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
Most people are either XX or XY.
That's it.
And if you try to change who you are and have that as your chromosomes, I'm sorry, you're going to have problems. Simple as that.
Simple as that, man. You're speaking wisdom here. Mm. All right.
Anyway,
Go
you
ahead.
continue.
An
Yeah.
adult decision as a child.
It's unbelievable this could happen in America. How old are you now, and how do you feel about what they did to you?
I'm 18 years old now, and quite frankly, I am devastated with what has happened to me. It's been very hard to cope with the loss of my breasts, and it's affected other areas of my health as well. I'm really not sure about the overall picture of my reproductive health, and the treatments have made me very, very sickly, actually.
Harmeet, just in 10 seconds, how can this be legal?
Well, Tucker, the Center for American Liberty, which is representing Chloe here, believes it is illegal. Our website at libertycenter.org has the letter, very detailed letter that details all of the medical symptoms that Chloe has and the medical malpractice and, frankly, mutilation that was perpetrated by these medical professionals. We intend to stop it, and we want to hear from other people who have had these problems as well. We intend to shut these barbaric and unnatural practices down.
God bless you for doing that. I mean it. Thank you. Harmeet Dillon, Chloe Cole, I'm so sorry. Thanks.
And see, she touched on something there at the end that, it's not just the reproductive capabilities that may be damaged. There's other complications that come from
Mm.
trying to do this, that like you're injecting things into your body that aren't meant to be there.
Yeah.
So you're trying to physically change the chemical makeup of your body
Yep.
that isn't meant to receive that type of imbalance.
This is crazy.
And it's absolutely absurd that people are doing this to children, and they want children to go through this.
Mm.
Like, what are you thinking? Are you out of your minds? How many times do we have to hear about this stuff before we start taking it seriously? Like,
Just wrong.
oh,
It's just wrong. It's horrible. It's horrible. And this is being done by a medical expert. And that's what's even more shameful. These are people who should know better.
who swore an oath to do no harm?
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that oath.
Like, you have anything you want to add to this one?
I'm going to put a verse on the screen quick and then,
Well, I can pull it up on.
okay. It goes by. Yeah, it says, "Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help." Psalms. Oh God, help me. Psalms 146, verse 3. Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead. Can you make it bigger? Yeah. Put not your trust in princes. There we go. Yes. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to the earth, in that very day his thoughts perish. You hear what God says? Sometimes we're looking for help by trusting in the wrong sources for help, which is men. And I had learned the hard way. Men is only as good as long as God is good through him. There's a lot of people we trust we have no business trusting. These doctors, they appear to be trustworthy. In a lot of cases, they are. But when they fail us miserably. I'm not saying we shouldn't, I'm not going to the extreme side of this thing. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to certain life's decision that involves your faith, your body, your future, don't put your trust in men. First, put your trust in God. And as God leads, then you make decision accordingly. Because our help comes from God. I think Psalm 121. Or let's just go to Psalm 91 instead. Psalm 91. It speaks a little bit. Yeah, trust. Okay, there it is. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. So that's one. Look at Psalm 121. Right there, you crawl down 121. Look what it says. Okay, there it is. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hill from whence cometh my help, and my help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. So lesson learned. Let's be careful not trusting in man-made systems that failed all the time. Medical science, and they've done this. This is not a new thing. They failed. They've tried experiences. The what is it? The
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee experiment has, Robbie Starbuck was talking about earlier. There's been many other experiences. They've gone in Haiti and and tried HIV and cholera and everything and saw how this was played out. They've been in different places. I've heard of Ebola, having been an experience as well. So there's a lot of different things we can talk about. But it goes to show that we cannot put our trust in humanity. And look what happened for the past 2 years with people we trusted. And some of them said, we have the solution by this injection. We don't have to go into all the details, but the truth is coming out now. And we are now realizing we trusted people that we thought could help us. But a lot of them have failed us. Ronald Reagan has a good speech, and I'm going to do a video to that. He says, government is not the solution, but government is the problem. And that's a good speech to listen to, but I'll end it right there. Number one, put your faith in God. And as you trust, don't put your trust in any man. If God leads you to trust someone or to trust someone under the leadership of God, that's what I'm trying to say. Because at the end of the day, we need each other. But it's just that I think a lot of these people, including the trans and community, they put so much confidence in the medical science as if these people cannot fail. And that we're realizing right now is that they have failed you. They have failed you. But I want to remind you that God didn't fail you, and He can still work with you no matter what has happened. All right, let's move over to Tom. I'm not sure if you have anything else to say. I have
Amen.
I have 10 more minutes. So, okay, guys,
All right.
This is Tom McDonald, and I think this is
a promo for his new album's releasing on Friday.
brace yourself.
9 a.m. Friday morning, Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
It started exactly how you'd think it would. A relentless campaign of propaganda and misinformation. Growing social unrest, protests, riots. We were divided by our own government. Fact checkers became thought police. Democracies became dictatorships. Neighbors became enemies. And freedom became extinct. Long gone are the days of electric cars and billionaires going to space. Although I bet they wish they were there now. We should be ashamed of the legacy we left behind. Just garbage. The whispers of a weak people ruled by tyrannical governments. The footprints of massive corporations and evil media conglomerates. The devices that brainwashed us all and kept us oblivious to the truth. All great civilizations fall. But the death of an old civilization is the birth of a new one. We are the renegades. And this is our revolution.
He's going to be bringing some fire.
He is back. I don't think he never left.
Oh, no, he never left, but he's going to be bringing some heat.
Lord, that's some powerful stuff. Look at the imagery. So I caught Amazon, Apple, Fox News, CNN. Did I miss anything else?
Twitter.
Oh, Twitter was in there.
And TikTok.
Oh, of course. How could you miss TikTok? TikTok's sake, we can't miss that. This is some powerful imagery, though.
Yeah. And of course, at the end, when he spray painted, "We are the renegades," he sprayed it on the flame of the Statue of Liberty.
I noticed that. That is some serious graphic, boy.
Right? Now, if you look at the album, what do you see standing behind him where it says guilty?
Guilty, the American flag. Oh, is that Disney? Yo, Tommy is so intentional. Let me move that over here. He is so intentional with this thing. Look at that.
Okay. And then opposite of that is
The Revolution. Is that another album itself, or is that another?
No. Okay, so looking at the same album where it says Renegades, you see the where like they have the Mickey ears.
Yeah. I see it.
And then on the right hand side, What do you see?
Let me make it bigger. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. That's the
That's
Hollywood
this.
sign.
Okay, keep going
Universe.
to the right. That's a symbol for Universal Studios.
Yeah, Universal Studio. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see it.
yeah,
So which tells you even the internet is involved. Behind him, there's a sign of Hollywood all the way back. It's like
yeah,
up on a mountain.
yeah.
That speaks so volume,
And a
yo.
Gucci store.
Fox News sign is right next to him on his right. Oh
Yeah.
no.
And
I
in front
love
of the
Fox
Gucci
News.
and in front of the Gucci store is CNN.
Where they at? Oh yeah. In front of the Gucci store, it's right there.
Yep.
Oh my lord. Oh, I know what he is saying, man.
And then
He's
there's
telling you this is all part of the problem, and at the end of the day, they're all gonna be crushed.
and then you see the broken cell phones and tablets and
Yeah,
laptops at his
of
feet.
course. Oh man, he is something else. This is serious symbolism here.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts. That tells you a lot what's going on in his mind. He's got a bird on his shoulder too.
And he's got a mega hat on the TV.
I did not see that. Oh my lord, where is he going with this?
Now, if you look really close at the Disney hat, you see Facebook, Twitter, and there's Pinterest, I think,
Oh,
or YouTube,
I see it on YouTube.
and there's another one above it. I can't quite tell what that is.
Yo, you need a magnifying glass to go through some of this
Yeah.
stuff.
And then just above the I in guilty, you have the donkey and elephant of the Democrat and Republican.
Oh my lord. Canada say the right and the left are the same party.
Well,
Yeah.
opposite sides
But
of the same coin, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah. hmm I heard a good word this week that I learned from it's called kayfabe. Um
Okay.
yeah, when I didn't you know what it means, right?
I have no idea. I've never heard.
Yeah, kayfabe is like a script that is pre-written and played out, but for the people to react to. So, like what they do in wrestling, that's
Okay.
kayfabe
Okay.
in practice. So it's like you and I both know wrestling is fake, but when they do their thing, we like, oh yeah, we rooming like we didn't know these
Mhm.
guys are all playing a script. So, and the way the person was explaining it was that kayfabe is literally politics. Politics is kayfabe. It's all written. It's all played out. It's all a big game. But we supposed to just vote and just be part of the game. You know, it's like a script. I'm like, that's interesting. And it does make sense when you look at like, I don't want to say too much in that. We can save that for a Rumble discussion. The Kerry Lake stuff and
Yeah.
and Katie
Yeah.
Hobbs. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of how you got like so much. How do you get to a point where you lose an election to a woman who did not even
We're just
um,
we'll save that for a rumble.
let me be quiet. I don't get that. The numbers.
That's all right. We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it.
Guys,
We'll get
follow
there.
us on Rumble because we plan on doing a little Rumble discussion tomorrow. So we're gonna talk about the things we can talk about here. So I'll see you over there next time. And we'll schedule the whole thing and send you a link when we are going live and so on. So I can even do a short live stream and to let you know, hey, we are live on Rumble right now. Join us, whatever, right? So thank you for that, Darth Vader. This was great. And I think we've had a really good time with this one. I'm going to do some editing, of course, the first 25 minutes of the video. We're going to clean all that up. And we got some really good clips to work with here. So look out for some videos coming out tonight, tomorrow as well.
Right on.
It's been real. I'm excited to see what's happening this Friday. Is he releasing another video? I've heard somebody said he is going to release another one this Friday. or it's just an album
No,
itself?
he's releasing the albums this
Okay,
Friday.
okay, that's just that in itself is good.
Those 2 albums. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Tom McDonald is renegade, right? These are the people who refuse to. I would say the renegades are those who don't submit themselves to whatever
Hmm.
the system is doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are anti-system. So I can see, oh, the system is gonna be in there. What else can we expect? What was the other one? These tattoos, cars is gonna be in there.
Fighter.
Fighter is gonna be in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's 3 he released, right, from that album.
I believe so. Yeah.
Wasn't there another one? Yeah, there had to be. There had to be another one by right there.
Let me see.
The system, fighter. There was another one. It's 4 video.
Fighter, Sheeple, Riot,
Sheeple, Riot. Man,
Names,
we what? We done messed up. Names, Riot, Sheeple, Fighter,
the
the
System,
system,
Scars.
and the scars. Oh Lord. Woo boy. You know,
Yeah.
I gotta make a purchase this Friday. That's for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, Cajun and Gemini got Riot. Yes, that's correct. So there's a lot coming out on this album. So I'm looking to see where this one is going.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be there 9 a.m. I'm like, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Are you buying it online or are you getting a
Oh
physical
no,
copy?
you can only buy a physical copy.
Oh, okay, that's even better.
He doesn't sell digital.
Yeah, they don't count those ones. Remember?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but he's diehard. I don't care. I'm selling physical copies. I'm old school. I'd rather have you have that CD in your hand.
That's better.
You know,
That's better because even those physical copies, they give them such a hard time believing.
and
that.
he signs each one.
That is awesome.
Like
That is
I've got all his albums, and I ordered them in a bulk pack, and he signed every one of them.
Yeah, man, I gotta get myself some Tom McDonald's merch. I got a T-shirt. I got 2 shirts and an album. I got a long way to go. I gotta keep up with you. How many albums he have? How many albums he already has so far? It's a lot, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few. Hold on, let me.
Yeah,
see here.
that man and his girl, they've been working, man. Tom McDonald's work ethic is something to admire. You know, I know that another guy that does it really well too is Bryson Gray. These guys work, man.
Where is it? I have it.
Yeah. Cajun Gemini, you say I'm ready to order too. I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all insane.
So,
indeed. All right,
he
let's see what
he
you got
has
going
a
on.
6-album combo, which is $75, which includes Us Against the World, Flowers for the Dead, No Guts, No Glory, Ghost Stories, Gravestones, and Death Threats. That's the 6-album combo. Okay.
There's still more.
Then you have The Brave.
The Brave, which just is a new one.
Killing the Neighbors, As Far as the Stars. So that's 9 right there. See, here's as far as the stars.
Plus the new one.
Killing the Neighbors. And then now he's got 2 more coming, plus the 2 new ones coming out.
So Revolution is also a new album as well?
Yeah, both of them are.
Oh, so
he's dropping 2 albums on the same day.
That is crazy. Even in hip hop, they don't work this hard. With all the backing or record label they have, they don't do not even half of what this man is doing.
So just so you know, I just want you to know I have this.
That's the one you told me you purchased, right?
Yeah, this is the one I have. I have the full on outfit.
That is nice.
Tops and bottoms. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, if anybody is thinking about ordering this, it is quality gear. It is very soft, very comfortable. The things at the end of the strings, uh, I believe they're called epaulets, are like really nice. They're actually rubber, and oh, I love these. Absolutely love them. 110% suggest buying, because they're the most comfortable sweats I own.
That is beautiful.
Yeah,
Good job.
absolutely love them. So
Look quality.
whatever sweat size you normally get, I might go one size larger, because they might run a little bit small.
Mm.
So yeah, but
Tom McDonald is doing it, man. All right. Could we close up with a word of prayer? I gotta go get my mom. It's been great, guys. Thank you so very much for spending some time together with us here. I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you found a word of blessing, and I hope that sorry about all the hiccups in the beginning. We're gonna do some editing of these things here, but again, these videos are gonna come out looking much better. I promise. So, yeah, Darth Vader, thank you for running this thing till I get my PC back. You might have to remain in the host chair.
yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Yeah. Let's have a word of prayer, guys, and
All right.
wish you a good night. Lord, we thank you for the time we've spent together as a family. The thing we spoke about tonight, we're asking that the messages that were shared, the videos that we watched, and the discussion that we've had, and the comments that we read, Father, that all of these things will come together in such a way to bring about change in this world, because so much evil is happening in this world. We pray that this channel will be a mean through which your light will shine. Father, thank you for those who are listening. Thank you for those who sat through this all 2 hours live stream. Father, I pray for special blessings for them. And those who are not able to stay, we pray for blessings for them as well, that you will bless them with health, knowledge, and wisdom. I pray for my friend Darth Vader, that you will continue to keep him in your loving care as well. Continue to watch over him. Tom McDonald, many others, and the transgender community, the detransgenders, and many others who are in politics. Donald J. Trump. We don't know where this is going, but Father, but we are excited, and we're asking for you to work in his life as you see fit to bring about positive change in this world, especially in this country, oh God. We surrender all these matters to you, and our concerns and our thoughts. Our hope ultimately is in you, Father, but we know that you do work in the affairs of men. We trust you and we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Thank you so very much, guys, for hanging out with us today. You have a good night.
Night,
All
guys.
right. All right. We'll stay in touch, Darth Vader. We might be on tomorrow night again. Hopefully, much better. All right. God bless you all. Have a good one. Bye.